The Cleveland Cavaliers got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals by the New York Knicks. So in today's video, we're going to trade every single player on the Cavs roster except for Donovan Mitchell. Before we go into the offseason to pull off trades, let's see which team wins the NBA championship. Will it be the San Antonio Spurs or the New York Knicks? It looks like the New York Knicks going to win in Game 5 with Jalen Brunson winning Finals MVP. I've thrown Evan Mobley in Trade Finder, and we are able to pull off a massive trade here with the OKC Thunder, sending them Evan Mobley and our 29th overall pick for Chet Holmgren and a second round pick. In 2K Simulation, if you guys don't know, Chet Holmgren is a beast. He's absolutely unstoppable, so let's go ahead and pull off this trade to acquire ourselves Chet Holmgren. To trade away James Harden, we are going to have to wait until free agency because he is on a player option, which usually ends up declining in 2K, so we're going to re-sign him in free agency and then trade him away for a new star player. In this simulation, the Washington Wizards have the 5th overall pick and Cameron Boozer has fell all the way to pick 5, so I'm going to try and acquire this pick so we can draft ourselves Cameron Boozer. I'm going to offer the Washington Wizards Dennis Schroeder, Tyrese Proctor, and Tomlin, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, for the 5th overall pick, and they do decline. So I will throw in some more draft capital here and see what happens. A second round pick and a first round pick gets it done. That means we're going to be bringing in none other than Cameron Boozer. James Harden declines his player option, but you know what? That's all right because I am going to re-sign him in free agency. That way we're able to trade him away and bring in somebody valuable. We do have bird rights on him. He wants about $43 million. He has 10 other offers, but all those offers are $14 million offers. So let's go ahead and offer him a 3-year deal, which he will be accepting on a 3-year, $140 million contract. Now, before I trade away James Harden, we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers this summer, so if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like the video and hype the video. It really does support out the channel and video a ton. This here is a trade I can definitely get behind. Bringing Kyrie back to Cleveland and winning a championship with him will be absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to be pulling off this trade, sending the Dallas Mavericks James Harden and Robert Williams III, who I signed in free agency, for Kyrie Irving and Max Christie. I would like to see if we're able to make this trade happen with the Detroit Pistons, sending them Jalen Tyson and Max Strus for Ausar Thompson. Having a good defender like Ausar Thompson in our starting lineup is only going to make our team better, so let's see what the Pistons say for this trade, and of course they decline. I will throw in a first round pick, and they still say no. Is there a player we could throw in here? Maybe Max Christie. The Detroit Pistons do need shooters, and just like that, we land ourselves Ausar Thompson as a brand new starting small forward. We are in need of a new starting center, and this is the only trade where we really get ourselves a good starting center back in return, so we're going to be pulling off this trade here with the Indiana Pacers and sending them Jarrett Allen and Sam Morrell for Via Zubac and TJ McConnell. We have officially traded every single player on the Cavs roster except for Donovan Mitchell, but now we're going to fill out our roster here in free agency. We do have enough money here for Chris Dunn. I'm going to throw him the minimum. Malik Beasley I'll throw a minimum too, so there's still some pretty good players we could sign. For the backup center position, I'm going to go ahead and sign Andre Drummond. We can never go wrong with him. He's a really good rebounder, which is basically what we need for the backup center. Kenrich Williams we can also get on minimum. I'll go ahead and throw him a minimum and see if he goes on to accept. He's a good 3-and-D player, and I honestly think that's basically every player we're going to need on this team. Let's see. So in our point guard rotation, we have Kyrie Irving, TJ McConnell. Shooting guard, we have Malik Beasley, Donovan Mitchell. Small forward, Ausar Thompson. Power forward, Chet Holmgren and Cameron Boozer. And then the center rotation, Zubac and Drummond. There is a final trade of this offseason I would like to make, and that's with the Miami Heat, sending them TJ McConnell for Davion Mitchell. Mitchell's a good 3-point shooter, good perimeter defender, could be the perfect backup point guard, so let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new rotation. So in our starting lineup, we have ourselves Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Ausar Thompson, Chet Holmgren, and Via Zubac. And then off the bench, we have Davion Mitchell, Cam Boozer, Malik Beasley, Luke Kennard, and Andre Drummond. I would say this is a better team than we were last year, but there's only one way to find out, and that is simulating. We have 4 games in the first week of this season, so let's see how we do. The first game is up against Detroit Pistons, who we go on to defeat 126-92. Let's see how our team did here. Kyrie had 31, 27 from Donovan Mitchell, and 16 from Chet Holmgren. Let's also simulate the next 3 games. We do go on to lose to the Dallas Mavericks and the Celtics, but we defeated the OKC Thunder 122-117. Kyrie had himself 29, Mitchell with 23, and a 12-point double-double from Chet Holmgren. We will be rolling with a 4.5-star overall system proficiency balanced under our brand new head coach Jason Kidd, and that's something I completely forgot to mention, so I went ahead and fired Kenny Atkinson and brought in Jason Kidd to be our brand new head coach. I feel like this is going to push us one step closer to winning a championship. But now I'm going to start simulating until the end of this season, but if there's any trades to be made, I will be stopping at the trade deadline to show you all. Some of you guys probably have wondered, how long are we going to keep Cam Boozer coming off the bench? Well, he's only going to be coming off the bench in his rookie season. Coming next season, he should go up in overall, and then we'll insert him into the starting lineup as a brand new power forward and have Chet Holmgren be our brand new starting center with Zubac as the backup center. Our team has made it to the NBA Cup Finals, and it looks like we have to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's go out there in Simcast and see if we could win ourselves an NBA Cup. The Timberwolves will have home court advantage on their side, but so far we have the lead by quite a bit, and it looks like we will be winning the NBA Cup. We go on to win 132-103, Chet Holmgren with 36 points and 9 rebounds. Zubac with an 18-point double-double, 16 from Irving and 15 from Mitchell. And Chet Holmgren will be winning NBA Cup MVP, averaging 22 points per game with 13 rebounds on 60-40-79 shooting splits. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win his first ever MVP, AJ DeBonstar Rookie of the Year, Nolan wins Sixth Man, Wemby also winning Defensive Player and Most Improved Player, LaMelo Ball Clutch Player, Jason Kidd Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. Let's see if we get ourselves any All-NBA selections here, and whoa, we don't get a single player on an All-NBA team, which is kind of a surprise because a lot of our players were playing amazing. But we do get Chet Holmgren and Asar Thompson on All Defensive First Team. We ended this season as the number 1 seed, winning a total of 68 games and losing only 14. Let's go ahead and take a look at player stats before we start simulating the playoffs here. So our leading scorer was none other than Donovan Mitchell, averaging 26 points per game and 5 assists. 21 and 6 from Kyrie, 19 and 11 from Chet Holmgren, 14 and 11 from Zubac, and 10 points per game from our rookie Cameron Boozer. And now in the first round of the playoffs, we're taking on the Indiana Pacers. They have themselves Tyrese Halliburton, Cameron Boozer, Jarris Walker, Pascal Siakam, and our former player, Jarrett Allen. I did forget to mention team stats, but we had ourselves the second best offensive rating with the best defensive rating in the entire NBA. But now let's see if we could get through the first round of the Indiana Pacers. Game number 1, we do end up losing 132-124. Kyrie played good, so did Donovan Mitchell, but our defense was awful. Game number 2, we do go on to win 137-100. We outscored them by 37 points. Kyrie 31, 27, and 14 from Chet Holmgren. We do go on to lose game 3. We win game 4 to top the series. We win game 5, putting us up 3-2. Kyrie had himself 35, 27 from Zubac, and 24 from Mitchell. Can we close things out here in game 6? And yes, we can. We go on to defeat the Indiana Pacers here in Game 6. So far in the playoffs, Kyrie is averaging 24 points per game, 25 from Donovan Mitchell, 12 from Asar Thompson, 19 from Chet, and 19 from Zubac. And now in the second round of the playoffs, we gotta take on the Orlando Magic. They have themselves Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and Yusuf Nurkic, and it looks like they may have traded for Dyson Daniels and Luke Dort, or they signed Lou Dort in free agency. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Mitchell dropping 26, 24 from Kyrie, a 22-point double-double from Chet Holmgren. Game number 2, we also go on to win. Chet with 28, 23 from Mitchell, 19 and 12 from Kyrie. Can we go up 3-0? And yes, we can. It looks like we go on to sweep the Orlando Magic. Kyrie continues playing amazing, averaging 24 points per game, 25 from Mitchell, 11 from Thompson, 21 from Chet, and 15 from Zubac. And now we've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We know that last year the Cavs were swept by the New York Knicks, but hopefully that does not happen again. But this year we're not taking on the New York Knicks because they got eliminated to the Detroit Pistons, who we now have to face. The Pistons have themselves Cade Cunningham, Max Christie, Jalen Tyson, John Collins, and Jalen Duren. And I was taking a look at Cade's stats, and bro is averaging 40 points per game on 50-40-79 shooting splits. So he's a really good player in real life and even better in 2K simulation. Game number 1, we do go on to win 124-116, Mitchell with 34, 19 from Zoo. Game number 2 will end up putting us up 2-0. We go on to win here 132-129. Mitchell dropping 35, 24, and 12 from Chet. In the Western Conference Finals, we have the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We are up 2-0. Can we make this 3-0? And no, we cannot. It looks like the Pistons do defeat us here 138-116. Cade had 32, Mitchell with 40 points, but sadly our team was not good defensively. Game number 4, we do go on to win, and now we're up 3-1. Okay, so can we close things out here in game 5? And yes, we can. We go on to make the NBA Finals. And in the NBA Finals, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win Western Conference Finals MVP, Donovan Mitchell, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. This is definitely going to be our toughest series yet. The San Antonio Spurs are one of the best teams in the entire NBA with a really stacked team. They have themselves De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Tobias Harris, and Victor Wembanyama. With an 88 overall, Dylan Harper coming off their bench, Julian Champagnie, Keldon Johnson, and Carter Bryant. They were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Let's see what happens. We do go on to win game number 1, 133-96. Mitchell dropped 40, 22 and 10 from Chet, and 21 from Kyrie. Game number 2, we will also go on to win 133-117, and Chet Holmgren with 50 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Chet Holmgren really wants to get back on Wemby for when Wemby eliminated Chet with the OKC Thunder. Let's jump into Simcast here. The Spurs will have home court advantage. Can we go up 3-0 here? And so far, it looks like we're heading in that direction. Never mind, the Spurs come back, take the lead from us, and it looks like they are going to be winning the game. They go on to win 124-116, Wemby with 29, Donovan Mitchell had 34, 21 from Chet, but sadly that was not enough. Jump into Simcast again. The Spurs will be having home court advantage, and so far the Spurs have the lead, and it looks like they will be tying up this series. Chet tried everything, dropping 24 points, Donovan Mitchell 20, 21 from Kyrie, but Wemby was unstoppable with 40 points and 11 rebounds. And if the Spurs go on to win this next game, all the momentum will be on their side. We do have home court advantage here for game 6, I believe this is, or game 5, if I'm not mistaken. We are up by 10 points, and it looks like we will be winning 137-129. Chet is going out there every day balling out, dropping 34 points, 25 from Mitchell, 24 and 10 from Zubac. Wemby had 25, 11, 20 from Castle. Now, all we gotta do is win one more game. Let's see what happens here in Simcast. The Spurs do have home court advantage on their side, and something I've noticed is the 3 games we had home court advantage, we won, and the 2 games the Spurs had home court advantage that they won. So hopefully that does not happen here once again. And so far, the Spurs are trying to run away with it here in the second half. And oh god, the Spurs going to win 115-105. Mitchell had 20, 17 from Thompson, but sadly we fall short to Wemby, who put up 38 points. It is time for game 7, winner go home situation. We have to win this game to win ourselves a championship, or we're going to get eliminated. We do have home court advantage on our side, so let's see what happens here. So far, the Spurs do have the lead, and oh god, they are blowing us out here. Third quarter, they outscored us by nearly 20 points, and we going to get eliminated in game 7 of the NBA Finals. And the San Antonio Spurs going to win the championship with Victor Wembanyama winning Finals MVP. But don't you guys worry, this video is not going to end until I win the Cavaliers a championship. So I'm going to pull off some big trades this offseason and make sure our team become championship contenders. I honestly thought we could have won a championship this year, but clearly that was not the case. So this offseason, we're going to have to make some upgrades to our team. Plus, Cameron Boozer will end up getting a lot better. Usually, Cameron Boozer's progression is real. He jumps up a ton in overall each offseason. In this offseason, we don't have ourselves any first round picks in the 2027 NBA draft, but let's go to team player options because we do have to re-sign three very important players. And sadly, Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie Irving both declined their player option, which means we're going to have to try and re-sign them this offseason. Plus, Asar Thompson is also a free agent, another player we're going to have to try and re-sign. I do hope we have bird rights on all 3 players. We do have bird rights on all 3 players, but I don't know if we're going to be able to afford all 3 players. We do also have to re-sign Davion Mitchell, but that shouldn't be a problem because he only wants about $5.5 million. But I would say our priority is re-signing Donovan Mitchell. He currently has 7 offers right now, and the highest offer is from the Golden State Warriors. They're offering him $236 million. So we are going to have to up that. We'll give him a 5-year contract, player option on that 5th year with a no trade clause. I'm not going to be trading away Donovan Mitchell. So let's try to up that money and see if he'll join us. And it looks like he is most interested in our offer. And then Kyrie Irving has 5 offers, and the highest offer he has is an $18 million a year contract, which he's not going to be accepting, so let's see how much we could get him here for. I am going to try and lowball him a little bit. He wants about $34 million, but we should be able to get him for about $30 million annually. If we're able to afford him, that is. He is most interested in our offer. Ausar Thompson, I'm going to wait until we sign Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie Irving. We do have a cap hold on him, so he's not going anywhere, but let's go ahead and lock up Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie Irving on long-term contracts first. It looks like Ausar Thompson did get an offer from a different team, so we're going to have to match that. Do we have enough money for all 3 players? We're about to find out, and thankfully we do. So we do end up re-signing Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, and Ausar Thompson. But as you guys can see, we don't have much depth other than our starting lineup, so we're going to have to sign some players here in free agency. We do have enough money for Donte DiVincenzo. You know what? We're going to go ahead and offer him a 4-year deal. He's a really good 3-point shooter, good perimeter defender. Well, we could afford Alex Caruso. I'm going to go ahead and throw Alex Caruso contract and Cam Johnson a contract as well. We'll see which one accepts. They only want a minimum. For the power forward, we'll try and bring in Derrick Jones Jr. Alrighty, we are about to pull off the first trade of this offseason, and sadly we're going to have to move on from Ausar Thompson. His defense has been amazing, but he's not really able to hit 3-pointers, and that really does end up affecting our team's offense, so we're going to be trading away Ausar Thompson to the Washington Wizards for Alex Sarr to possibly be the brand new starting center. Since we are now in need of a brand new starting small forward, we are talking with the Minnesota Timberwolves about acquiring Jaden McDaniels. He's a really good defender, good 3-point shooter, so I'm going to be offering the Timberwolves a Via Zubac and Grant Williams, and of course they do decline. I will throw in a first-round pick, they still decline. What if we throw in a second-rounder, and then they still say no? We are able to throw in another player like Dylan Cardwell, who I did sign in free agency, and that gets a trade done. We land ourselves Jaden McDaniels as a brand new starting small forward. Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new 9-man rotation. So in the starting lineup, we have ourselves Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Jaden McDaniels, Cameron Boozer, and Chet Holmgren. Then off the bench, we have Alex Sarr, Donte DiVincenzo, Marcus Smart, and Cam Johnson. We will be keeping Alex Sarr as a 6-man. We need some offense and defense off the bench unit. He brings both, and I do want to see how Cameron Boozer does in the starting lineup. So let's go ahead and simulate the first few games and see how our team does. The first game is up against the Clippers, who we end up defeating 131-116. Mitchell had himself 33, 22 from Kyrie. Cameron Boozer in his first game as a starter, dropping 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. He nearly had a triple-double. The next game will be up against the Detroit Pistons. Can we also go on to defeat them? And yes, we can. 128-127. Jaden McDaniels dropping 30 points, 22 and 12 from Holmgren, 18 from Mitchell, and 14 from Cam Boozer. This season, we will be rolling with a 4.5-star overall system proficiency balanced under our head coach, Jason Kidd. And now I will start simulating until the end of this season, but if there's any trades to be made, I will be stopping at the trade deadline to show you all. Our team did go on to win a back-to-back NBA Cup, and Chet Holmgren once again won NBA Cup MVP, averaging 21 points per game, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 steal per game. It looks like we did take on the San Antonio Spurs here, and we went down to defeat them 121-115. Maybe this is a good sign to go in the playoffs and defeat them in the NBA Finals, unlike last year. We are stopped here at the trade deadline, and currently our team is the number 1 seed with 39 wins and only 11 losses. But there is still a trade that I would like to make, and that is to get ourselves a sharp shooting backup point guard. I thought Donte DiVincenzo would be that for us, but he's only shooting 32% from the 3-point line, so let me see which trade we could pull off to upgrade that backup PG position. We are talking here with the Boston Celtics, and I feel like if we bring in Peyton Pritchard, that would be a really successful trade for our team. He's one of the best 6-men in the league. He's shooting amazing from the 3-point line, 41%, while averaging 12 points and 4 assists per game. So I'm going to be offering the Celtics Donte DiVincenzo and Scottie Pippen Jr., and just like that, we land ourselves Peyton Pritchard as a brand new backup point guard. Pritchard would like to sign a contract extension with our team, so I am going to go ahead and extend him for the next 4 seasons, paying him about $6 million annually, and he goes on to happily accept the contract. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win a back-to-back MVP. Our boy Chet Holmgren was a runner-up right behind Wemby to winning MVP, but sadly he does not end up winning. Tyrone Stokes, Rookie of the Year. Ja Morant, 6-Man of the Year. The Utah Jazz are doing my boy Ja dirty. They have him coming off of the bench, even though he's averaging 25 points per game. Wemby also goes on to win Defensive Player Darren Peterson Most Improved, Luka Doncic Clutch Player, our head coach Jason Kidd wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. Let's see if we get ourselves any All-NBA selections. Finally, we land a player on an All-NBA team. Chet Holmgren makes it on an All-NBA third team. Chet also making it on an All-Defensive first team, and it looks like that will be it for awards. We did end this season as the number 1 seed, winning a total of 69 games and losing only 13. Since the trade deadline, when we traded for Pritchard, we've only lost 2 games ever since. For the whole second half of the season, we only lost 2 games. But now let's take a look at our player stats here for the regular season. So the leading scorer on our team was none other than Donovan Mitchell, averaging 24.5 points per game. 22 and 13 from Chet Holmgren, 17 from Kyrie Irving, 15 from Boozer, 14 from Sarr, 11 from Pritchard, and 11 from Jaden McDaniels. In my opinion, Cam Boozer has been the perfect starting power forward we've needed on our team. He's averaging 15 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists per game with 3 stocks. His playmaking is what I'm most impressed by. He's almost averaging 5 assists per game. And since our starting point guard is Kyrie, he's not out there averaging 7, 8, 9 assists per game, which is why Cameron Boozer's playmaking helps our team's offense so much. But now let's take a look at our team stats before we start simulating the playoffs. So we had ourselves a 5th best offensive rating with the best defensive rating and best point differential. And now in the first round of the playoffs, it looks like we're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. They have themselves Kevin Porter Jr., Anthony Simons, Connect, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bobby Portis Jr. with Ryan Rollins as their 6th man. And now let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Mitchell dropping 26, 18 from Pritchard, and 17 from Boozer. And that's why Pritchard has been so valuable coming off of our bench unit, 18 points and 19 minutes. Game number 2, we also going to win. Chet dropping 34 points on Giannis, 21 from Mitchell, and 19 from Alex Sarr. We also go on to win game 3, and we do not end up sweeping the Milwaukee Bucks, but we do end up gentlemen sweeping them. And so far, Kyrie is only averaging 12 points per game. Bro is struggling big time. 25 from Donovan Mitchell, 14 from McDaniels, 14 from Boozer, and 22 from Chet Holmgren. In the second round of the playoffs, it looks like we are taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They have themselves Darius Akuff, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Zachary Risache, Jalen Johnson, and Wendell Carter Jr. Let's see how things go here. We do go on to win game number 1. Mitchell with 31, Boozer with 30 points and 12 rebounds, 28 from Holmgren, and there we go. Kyrie is starting to pick it up here, dropping 23 points with 12 assists. Game number 2, we also going to win. Mitchell with 28, 22 from McDaniels. McDaniels has been phenomenal, especially here in the playoffs, shooting 67% from the field. Whoa. Game number 3, we also going to win, and it looks like we going to sweep the Atlanta Hawks. Here are the player stats for the second round of the playoffs. We had ourselves a bunch of players in double-digit scoring, and Kyrie is trying to pick up his efficiency again, but he is still struggling big time from the three-point line, 19%. In the Eastern Conference Finals, we have to take on the Orlando Magic. They have themselves Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and Jackson Hayes with an 86 overall Anthony Black as their 6th man, and also an 86 overall Dyson Daniels coming off their bench. So this team is pretty stacked. They were the number 3 seed, but they don't have many good 3-point shooters on their team. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Irving, there we go, dropping 39 points in 32 minutes. 22 and 15 from Chet, 17 and 10 from Boozer. Game number 2, we also going to win. Chet dropping 32 points, 27 from Mitchell, and 20 from McDaniels. Can we go up 3-0? And yes, we can. We go on to win game 3, 120-108. Mitchell had himself 28, 25 from Jaden, 24 from Holmgren, and 22 from Irving. And are we going to end up sweeping the Orlando Magic? Let's see here, and yes, we do. So we go on to sweep the Orlando Magic in game 4, 129-114. Mitchell with 32, 26 from Kyrie, and 22 from Chet Holmgren. In the Western Conference Finals, it looks like we have a battle of the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns were the number 2 seed. Okay, so let's see which team goes on to win. And it will be Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker winning Western Conference Finals MVP. Kyrie Irving, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The Phoenix Suns are a team that rarely make the NBA Finals in 2K simulation, so seeing them defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs means they're a really good team. They defeated the team that defeated us last year in the NBA Finals. The Phoenix Suns roster is Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Dillon Brooks, and Kamon Maluach, and this will be their bench unit. They have Mark Williams, Miles McBride, and Dennis Jenkins. Let's get to simulating here in the NBA Finals and see what happens. Game number 1, we do end up losing. Whoa, 114 to 108. Chet played amazing, so did Mitchell, but sadly we do end up falling short. Dillon Brooks is balling out here, or never mind, that was Booker. But yeah, Dillon Brooks had more points than Booker, actually dropping 26 points in game 1. Can we at least go on to win game number 2 here? Let's see, and thankfully we do go on to win game 2, 116 to 113, but that was still a really close game. 32 from Mitchell, 24 from Holmgren, and 16 from Alex Sarr. Game number 3, thankfully we also go on to win 118 to 109. Mitchell went off here for 38 points, 22 from Kyrie, and 16 from Pritchard. Pritchard's been doing his thing here, shooting 45% from the three-point line. Game number 4, we do end up losing, and now the series is tied at 2-2 apiece. We lost this game by 3 points. Chet played amazing, so did Mitchell and Boozer, but sadly that was not enough. I did end up making some adjustments to our lineup. Marcus Smart was playing horrible, so I took him out of our rotation, and now we're going to be running with an 8-man rotation. Let's see if that changes anything here. Game number 5, we do have home court advantage, and so far in the first half, we are destroying them, and it looks like we do end up winning 156 to 115. Mitchell dropping 41, 34 from Chet, and 20 from Jaden McDaniels. Can we close things out here in game 6? The Suns will have home court advantage. And so far, the Suns do have the lead, and it looks like, whoa, I thought the Suns were about to win, but thankfully we go on to win 135 to 129. Kyrie had himself 30 points, 28 from Mitchell, 28 and 15 from Chet Holmgren. And that was an amazing game with Kyrie Irving dropping 30 points, and just like that, we win the Cleveland Cavaliers a championship with Chet Holmgren winning Finals MVP. In the NBA Finals, Chet was averaging 26 points per game, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals on 50, 40, 84 shooting splits. And now, before I end out this video, let's go ahead and take a look at player stats. So in the playoffs, we played a total of 19 games, and in those 19 games, Donovan Mitchell was the leading scorer, averaging 27 points per game. 24 and 13 from Chet with 3 blocks and 1 steal. 18 from Kyrie, 13 from Cam Boozer, 13 from McDaniels, 12 from Alex Sarr, and 10 from Peyton Pritchard. And then in the NBA Finals, we played a total of 6 games. In those 6 games, the leading scorer was Donovan Mitchell, averaging 32 points per game. Amazing NBA Finals run here from Mitchell, 26 and 13 from Chet, 19 from Kyrie Irving, 13 from Boozer, and 11 from Peyton Pritchard. It's amazing we were able to win Kyrie Irving his second championship with the same team he started out in the NBA with. Now that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 videos, and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.